Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri, and today, you guessed it, we're in my dirty ass garage, so we must be doing a DIY Wednesday! Yes! And what are we going to DIY today? Well, I'll tell you. I've got a pallet behind me there, and I'm sitting on a pallet here, and I also have this mirror that I found in someone's side of the road trash. It is a 4-foot long by 14-inch wide mirror. It kind of reminds me of those mirrors that you can buy. They're really cheap, although this one surprisingly is not as thin as those cheapy mirrors. You know, the ones you can buy for like $9.99 that have like a thin, like white, plasticky looking frame all around, and you typically hang them on the back of your like bathroom door or closet door. That's what this looks like to me. Although it is a thicker mirror and it also doesn't have a frame around it. So my idea was to make a freestanding floor mirror out of this and some pallets. And you're like, Sheri, where are you putting this 4-foot tall mirror? In a child's bedroom so that they can see their outfit before they go off to, you know, the 2nd grade? No, I am not doing that. We're gonna add some length and some height and some width. Length and some height and some width. This doesn't even make sense. We're gonna add some height and some width to it, while the reflection of you will be 4 feet by 14 inches wide. I'm hoping to get it about 6 feet tall by maybe, I don't know, 24 inches wide. We'll play around with it. So I'm gonna add 2 feet of framework to the bottom and 2 feet of framework to the top, and then side framework. So yeah, that's the plan. I think a 6-foot tall mirror is pretty good. I also got these pallets for free, not from the side of the road, from my work. I see a lot of people doing, you know, make a table out of a pallet, whatever, out of a pallet. While I watch those videos, I find them very intriguing. What I've noticed in a lot of them, the person doing the DIY or recreating the fill in the blank out of the pallet does not celebrate the fact that this is pallet wood. They take the pallet apart, rip it, plane it, sand it until it looks like brand new fucking pieces of wood. What's the point of that? So my thing is while yes, I am gonna sand it because pallet wood is very splintery, I don't wanna make it look like brand new wood. I think that the coolness of it is that it is pallet wood. I am going to sand it smooth. If I do slap a coat of stain on it, I'm gonna make sure that I haven't taken away all of the coolness of the look of the pallet wood, so that when I do put stain on it, it picks up all of those cool undertones and different colors of the pallet wood, so it gives like some depth and dimension to the stain, if I do decide to stain it at all. So my first step is I need to take apart these pallets. So that should be fun. This pallet doesn't seem so bad, but that pallet behind me has about 7 million nails in it. So yeah, let's take apart some pallets. Okay, so I feel like all I need is my hammer. These nails are like way set in to the pallet wood, so you can't just like take your hammer and go blink. So I feel like I'm gonna have to like bang them up. Oh no, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use my little claw and I'm gonna pry. So I'm gonna go underneath the pallet wood. I probably need another hammer to hammer it in. So my plan is, ooh, gotta be careful. We don't wanna crack this pallet wood. God, what kind of nails do they use to make these things? See, that just sounds like it's just gonna snap right in half. Here we go. Ooh, cracked it. Okay, this side did crack a little bit. It doesn't bother me at all, actually. I'm gonna end up cutting these down to size, and I think I'm actually gonna cut them in different sizes and make kind of like a plank pattern out of it. A few cracks here and there, not a big deal to me. We're just gonna take apart this pallet and that pallet and be super sweaty by the time it's all over. Wedging your little claw of your hammer underneath the wood and like kind of prying it up is working pretty good. I only have like 80 million of these pieces to do, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, that one comes out easy. Good. Okay, yeah, this is working now. These are so Ah, that one's good. Ah, yep. Dun, 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 dun. Now I've got to get these nails out, so I'm just gonna hammer them down so that I can get my hammer around them on the other side so that they're like that, and then pull them out with my claw this way, and then yeah, that's it. These are old, super old, rusty nails. They're cute because they're old looking, but I have no use for these, so I'm gonna throw them away. Yeah, let's keep taking apart pallets. There's one. Okay, just so everybody's clear, I want us to all be on the same page. Taking apart a pallet is no fucking joke. Maybe those pallet videos I watched, they just sawed off the wood from the main wood, because Jiminy Christmas, this is back-breaking work, no joke. Also too, it's a fucking tetanus shot waiting to happen, so be careful. Slippers, probably not the best thing to be wearing, but I am being careful. I'm making sure that I'm throwing the pieces into a pile far away from me so that I don't step on any nails. Pro tip, if you see a pallet and it has what look to be staples along with nails, what I think happens, this is what I think happens to pallets. I think that they first make pallets using nails, and then over time, the boards start to come loose. Remember Earl from Galvanized Buckets? Remember he was the stencil guy? I think he's also the pallet repair guy. And they're like, hey Earl, this pallet needs some repairing. And Earl's like, we already tried nails and the nails seem to be coming loose, so I got this new thing and it's like a staple gun, but it's really long staples, so I'm gonna secure all the pallets with that. And they say, you're brilliant, Earl, get to work. And he does, and he sticks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these staples into each board along with the nails that were already there. If you see a pallet that has these staples, run as far away as you can. These are the biggest pains in the asses to get out, because while there are 5 staple heads at the top, each staple has 2 prongs and they're really long. That's like pulling 10 nails out of one section of board. That was a pain. So yeah, when you're in the market of, grabbing a free pallet, look for all nail heads and no staple heads, because that will save you some grief. So this pallet looks to be only nail heads, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, taking apart a pallet fucking sucks, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Yay. All of the nails are out of the pallet wood planks, yes. Over there is my pile of shit that I just can't use. I had too many nails in it. I just didn't feel like taking it out. It was thicker pieces to the pallet, which I'm not using those. I just don't feel like taking out the 80 million nails that were in each one. As it is, I've already taken out 80 million nails. That was a lot of nails. So these are all my planks. I have 2 planks sitting over here. Couldn't get the nails out of them, but I want to use them, like this one, for example. It's a nice plank. However, it has all those millions of staples in it. I'm hoping that I can cut it to a size that will work and then just cut around the nails and not have to take the nails out. So that's why I also have this one sitting over here, because it is cracked to shit. But I plan on getting rid of the cracked part and then using this part that I've cleaned up already. Another weird thing about pallets, it still looks like there's 80 million nails in here, but what they do is they just cut off the bottoms of the nails and they don't bother pulling the nails all the way out. So there's a bunch of nail heads in here, but no nails. The good news is they're set in deep enough to where it's not gonna hurt my sander, but I will have to make sure that I don't cut over the top of them. They're very visible, so I will not put my saw blade right there. That is that. Now that I have all of the nails out, I'm actually going to the Starbucks and getting a mocha, because that was tiring as all get out. And then we'll come back, lay it out, and see what cuts we need to make and all that good stuff. So I'll be back. So I have my mocha and all is right in the world again. So Fred's hammering some stuff across the street, so we're gonna hear that. Good thing when I went to go get my Starbucks, he started mowing his lawn, so that was perfect time for me to go get a Starbucks. So here's the plan. I went to the Home Depot, which everybody at the Home Depot was super cranky. I got this, it's called Floor Underlayment. I'm using it as my back piece. So the plan is I'm gonna glue everything to this back piece. The mirror, the boards, you name it, it's all getting glued on to this back piece. It's pretty smooth. It's about a 1/4 inch thick. Not super heavy, because once the mirror is glued on and the planks are glued on, I didn't want this mirror to weigh 7,000 million pounds. This was very inexpensive. It was like $9 for like a 4x8 piece of it, and the Home Depot will cut it for you. I had them cut it to 6 feet long by 30 inches wide. Could I have cut it myself? Yes, you all know I could have cut it myself, but getting it home in a giant 4x8 piece is rather difficult, and it also saves me the hassle of cutting it when they're gonna cut it for me for free. So if you do go to the Home Depot, the Lowe's will do it too. If you don't know this, they'll cut any wood. I mean, you buy a plank of wood, they will cut it to your size, and they don't worry about it. Sometimes I think they might charge you 50 cents a cut, but I know that I just made 2 cuts out of this 4x8 and brought it home. And so now I'm going to lay my mirror on top of it, center it as best as possible, and then glue that down. The back of a mirror, you know, has that like silver film. That's what makes glass into a mirror. There are some glues that eat away at that silver film, so you want to make sure if you are gluing a mirror to anything that you use the right adhesive. So I got this. It's Loctite Mirror Marble and Granite. It comes in this giant thing that you need one of these to push the glue out. And then I know I just bought wood glue, but I was nervous that I was gonna run out, so I bought a giant tub of wood glue. It was only like $4, so you know I always need wood glue. So I'm prepared with wood glue, considering I'm not gonna screw any of the planks to this wood because A, I don't wanna hassle with it, and B, I didn't wanna mess with trying to find a screw that was exactly the right shortness to not poke through the back. So wood glue it is. That is the plan. Lay the mirror down, center it, glue it, do the planks. Done. Okay, so I've laid my mirror on top of my flooring underlayment. I was gonna use this side as the back side, the side with the words, but it looked like it was a little bowed. If it's gonna be bowed at all, we want it bowed this way, not this way. This is gonna be covered up by our pallet planks anyways, so we don't care that there's words on there. I need to center this mirror on here. I'm gonna measure, just make sure that my inches are the same all the way up on both sides, all around, make it square. Okay, so I'm at 11¼ there. I'm at 10½ here. So we gotta shift this puppy down. 2 lines under the 11 over there, 2 lines under the 11 over here. Okay. This is 1 line under the 8, and that is, ooh, 1 line under the 8. So we're good there. Tap it, tap it. All right, so I've got my lines. So now we just need to glue it down. That looks good. Look, we could just leave it like that. Okay, so I have my mirror adhesive loaded in my caulking gun. I just need to cut off the tip and then stick something in there because the first time I used this, it was so effing funny. I cut off the tip and then it was squeezing. And I was like, why isn't this coming out? Well, there's a seal down in there that you need to poke in order for the stuff to come out. And I didn't realize that for like 10 minutes. Just cut off the tip. And then I just got a little skewer that I would use, and then you just poke. I put another piece of plywood there just so my mirror wasn't on my garage floor. And I'm just gonna put 1 continuous bead and glue it down. I kind of think I want to get the edges pretty well. And then maybe go like the big giant X. We don't want this mirror falling off. So our glue is down. That was easy. I'm gonna stick that in there so that it doesn't dry, and then if you release the pump a little bit, it will stop squirting itself out. That we can just pull that skewer out when we're ready to glue something down again. Now I gotta flip it, line up my lines. I'm gonna also remeasure just to make sure, you know, nothing's off. I'm sure I'm gonna have some glue escapageness, but that's okay. All right. Whew. That all looks good there. That looks good there. Okay, I think that is pretty perfect. One line. Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, good, good. Okay, now I'm just gonna press ever so slightly, trying not to move it at all. And then I wanna clean up the glue that squirted out over there. Yes, yes indeed. So the glue for the mirror says it takes 48 hours to completely dry. I think I'm gonna put a towel on top of it and then maybe just lay this piece of plywood on top of it just so it has something weighting it down. Okay, so I just literally slid the whole mirror situation over there. I put a sheet on top and then I just laid that plywood on top. Should weigh it down enough to secure it to that little piece of wood. We'll know for sure in 24 to 48 hours. It says 48, but you know me, I'm probably gonna check it tomorrow. What's next? We need to figure out what we're doing with our pallet wood. So I know that it is 6 feet tall and I know that it is 30 inches wide. It's basically 2 widths of pallet wood planks on either side of the mirror, and 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom of the mirror. I do want people to know that this is made out of pallet wood, but I also do want to cut some planks. So I want to leave some of the pallet pieces their original length. I'm going to pick out my most favorite pieces of pallet wood, and one plank is 40 inches long. So I need one 40-inch. And then, how many inches more until 6 feet? Need 72 inches. Ooh, okay, I like where this is going. 40 minus 72 leaves us with 32 inches. 16 and 16 is 32. So if the mirror is standing up and I'm looking at it, and it is 6 feet tall, on the left-hand side, I'm gonna have one full length of 40-inch long with 2 16-inch pieces, and then right next to that, another 2 16-inch pieces and one full plank. And the same thing on the right side. So I need 4 really nice, long, uncut planks that are 40 inches long for my right and my left side. I know I like this one, even though some of you might go, that's jacked up, Sheri. I like it. I think this is a great piece. I love the coloring on it. I love that there are still some nail heads. So that one is a for sure keeper in a full length. This one's jacked up right here. So this one's gonna be a cut piece. This one's jacked up, so that's gonna, but I love this piece. I love this piece. I don't know what it is about it. It's like one of my favorite pieces. This one actually I might do 30 inches across and use it for the top piece as one solid piece because I think it's just cool. This piece looks good. This one right here, let's make sure it is 40. That's another good side piece. Ooh, this one seems really nice. Okay. I think I might be able to salvage this one and use it as a full 40-inch length because, I don't know, I just like it. It's super duper cracked. Like I could rip it apart right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna use this one. So now that we have those done, I'm trying to think of how I want the top and the bottom. If I want those piecey or just 2 boards at 30. We'll play around with it. Basically, I'm gonna cut 4 at 30 and then we can decide if we wanna chop those in half when we lay it all out. So I'm just gonna measure and then we'll get out, let's get out the chop saw. That way we don't have to get out the sawhorses. I like your thinking, Sheri. Okay, so I've got the chop saw out because I'm gonna have to chop off some edges and then measure from those edges. For example, this piece of wood is jacked up on this end, so I wanna chop it off and then measure 16 from there. Remember how I was saying that there are some weird nail heads and shit in these boards? So this edge that I'm cutting, I've made sure there's no weird nails or anything in there. So I'm just gonna chop it right off. All right, here we go. Whew. Okay, now I can measure 16 down from this nice straight edge and then chop that. One 16-inch piece. Yay. I really love the way these nails look on this side, so I kind of want to measure from here to here, but let's hope that 16 doesn't hit those nails. Ooh, it does not. I want to keep some of the palette weirdness in this. I don't want it to be like super pristine new pieces of wood. Otherwise, would have just bought new wood. Although I wouldn't have, because these palettes were free. And so far on this project, that big piece of wood cost me $9. The mirror, you know, I found. The glue, I want to say it was $6. 6 and 9, $15 so far. A 6-foot by 30-foot floor mirror for $15. Now that's money. All right, let's keep cutting. Seriously, dude. This one has lots of nails. This one actually looks nice, and maybe, if we're lucky, it's 30 inches. We are not lucky. You gotta look at the fronts and the backs and see where these nails are. I should have on protective eyewear, but I don't. It's actually a nice little piece of wood. Can you imagine some string art on that piece? I like it. You're going in the save pile, and you are going into the 16-inch pile. All right, this is gonna be my life for a little bit. Great. Okay, so I've chop sawed everything, and now what I want to do is I just want to kind of puzzle piece it together just so that I can see how I'm going to lay them out when I'm ready to glue them on the board where the mirror is on. I did end up cutting 4 15-inch pieces, 2 for the top, 2 for the bottom. Like this will be the top, and then the bottom will mimic that as well. If we're calling this the top, let's put my favorite piece of wood on the top, because that is amazing. Now, some of the planks are a lot thinner than others. I don't really mind. We're just gonna play around with it, piece it together, see what we think. A long one, 2 shorties. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So that's that edge, and then I wanna mimic it, but reverse it. Oh yeah, for sure, that. And then this one will go here, this one here. Oh my gosh, that is looking cute. So yeah, that's basically our frame. And I'm hoping that I did all math right and that the inside gap is 14. Come on, inside gap. It's a little over, but that's okay. We just nudge it in, line everything up. I mean, 1 inch, a half an inch on either side is not a huge deal to me. So once we get these pieces all laid out and on there, we are gonna 100% have to trim at least a little smidge off of both sides, which is not a big deal. We're gonna do that probably with the jigsaw or the circular saw, we don't know. Point of the story is, this is the cutest effing frame ever, and we made it out of pallet wood. There's a huge part of me that wants to start gluing it down. We should glue it down so everything's like curing all at one time. Let's do that. I'm gonna bring the mirror back over. Okay, so I've slid my mirror back over. I mean, it's been curing there for a while. I'll be very gentle, and I think I'm gonna start with the top and the bottom. Have my wood glue. I know I want these woods to be my top woods. Oh, did I measure for 3 planks? I must have. I do know there are gonna be gaps, just because these planks aren't the same. Again, that doesn't bother me. But what does bother me is the top and the bottom have 3 widths of wood, and the sides only have 2 widths of wood, and I did not cut that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut 2 more 30-inch pieces. Hopefully I have enough. Like a this-a one and a this-a one. Now these are wider, so I gotta cut that here and then trim that down. Not a big deal. Top and bottom are laid out, looking good. How did I measure this so wrong? Here's what I did. I know exactly what I did. So it wouldn't be This is Real Life DIY Wednesday if I didn't fuck up on some measurement, and this is the one. But I did some relaying out of the pieces, and there's 4 boards that are too long. I need to trim them from what they are now to fit into this gap here. That's fine, it's just 4 boards, so that's not a huge deal. I measured my sides at 6 feet when the whole thing is 6 feet, and I didn't allow for the top or the bottom. Really, the sides are 4 feet, and then the addition of the top and the bottom make the whole thing 6 feet. Does that make sense? So yeah, I gotta chop saw 4 pieces of wood here real quick, and then we can finally glue. Okay, finally, I've made my cuts and laid it all out, and it looks great. Now I just need to glue all my planks down. It is getting pretty dark, that's why I'm super close to the camera, so I'm gonna glue them. I'm gonna glue them now. Whether you'll be able to see it or not is questionable. Yeah, I mean, you can see me all right. It's kind of shadowy, but you get the gist. But come on, let's pretend it was glued down. That looks good. And this is pallet wood. Oh yeah. So I just wanna get everything glued down and let it sit overnight. So in reality, the 4 planks on either side end up making a width of 29. So I'm a 1/2 inch of underneath board extended on the left and the right, but for the most part, we're looking good. So let's get to gluing. So I'm gonna do the longest pieces closest to my mirror so I can bump those in. So we're gonna slide these on out. We're gonna just load these woods up with glue, press them down. There we go, generous amount of glue. But that right up against our mirror. Make sure my top edge is all lined up. That is looking good. So we're just gonna keep gluing. Put that up right against there. And we know we're gonna have gaps, and we're okay with it. It's pallet wood, for Pete's sakes. Yay, and I'm just gonna keep doing that a million times. We are done gluing, and it is a good thing that I bought that extra wood glue. Glued everything down. I have everything being weighed down with paint cans now. We're gonna let it sit overnight. I don't have anything on my mirror weighing it down, because I definitely don't want to put paint cans on it, but I'm sure it will be fine. We're gonna go in and eat some food, and we're just gonna not park in the garage today because I'm not moving this. And this will be here when we get up in the morning. I'm looking at it and I don't want to sand it at all. It is kind of rough, but I really like the looks of it. We do have to trim our edges tomorrow. We'll see what happens when we wake up in the morning. It is the next day. This has probably been sitting for 11, 12, 15 hours. It's good enough for me to like move around and finish up today. Yesterday was such a beautiful day, and today is dog shit. I really seriously need the weather to get it together. It is raining and cold, and my yard looks like shit because I can't get out in my yard and work in it. That's a side note to the weather. Can you get your shit together, please? It's May already. But let's get this done, because this is looking hells good. So I'm gonna take off my paint cans. I need to trim my backer board to meet where my pallet planks are. The planks are kind of willy-nilly, and I don't want my backer board to hang out, nor do I want to get the circular saw and chop the planks super duper straight, because I think that kind of will take away from the look that I'm going for. So I'm gonna get my jigsaw out, because that's gonna give me a little bit more freedom to follow exactly the line of the planks. So that's the plan. I'm gonna get the sawhorses, I'm gonna get my jigsaw, I'm gonna get these paint cans off of here, and then we're gonna finish this puppy up. And I hope I can lift it. I'm hoping it's not super heavy, but we'll see. So the answer to the question, is it heavy? Yeah, it's heavy. I could lift it myself, but there was no way I could like manhandle it and get it up on these 2 sawhorses by myself. So I did ask for assistance to get it up here. Yeah, it's pretty heavy, which is good in a way. I mean, you want a floor standing mirror to be pretty sturdy. It's not so heavy that I couldn't like pick it up off the ground and like move it and slide it, but lifting it up to, you know, waist high and getting it onto these sawhorses without trying to kill myself, that was hard. And I'm pretty strong. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't want to flex for you because I might rip this sweatshirt. Point of the story is yeah, it's a little heavy. Now that it's on the sawhorses, we need to trim up our backboard piece to match up with our pallet planks. So I did get my handy-dandy jigsaw out. Basically, I'm just gonna follow along and saw it all. And then I decided after looking at it like this, I freaking adore it like this. I do not want to sand the top of the planks at all. Once I get done jigsawing, I might go around and sand the edges, but I am not touching the top. No way, no how. I am celebrating the fact that this is made out of pallet wood. I think it looks amazing, and I think that people would pay $80 million for a mirror that looks like this. 80 million. It cost us 15. That's a good markup. So yeah, let's get to sawing and getting this thing donezo. Okay, so nothing new. You've all seen the jigsaw before. You know it's my favorite tool. It just gives me more freedom, you know, to be like this than with the circular saw. It is gonna take me a little bit longer to do, but that's okay, because I want this to be exactly where my planks are. So the jigsaw, I feel, is the best tool for what I want to achieve. So let's just jigsaw. I'm gonna line up my blade with the edge of my planks. It is gonna put my flat foot on the edge of my plank, so there is a gap between my foot and what I'm actually cutting. So you do have to be a little bit more mindful of the willy-nilliness of your jigsaw, but you'll be fine. It's easy. Jigsaws are easy. Okay, so that was quick and easy. I did get a little cattywampus right here and right here, but this side I did really nice. Look, you can't even see the backer board from the top. So I'm just gonna clean up this little edge, go around, make sure I don't have any backer board sticking out. And then we're gonna get our sander and we're just gonna round that back edge. We're not gonna touch the top. Seriously, I can't stop looking at it. This is amazing. Why are we so perfect? And everything we do is amazing. Why? Someone answer me. This is really good. I'm gonna go with, this is kind of one of the best DIYs ever. And for $15. Dang, we are good. All right, enough bragging about ourselves. I mean, we are amazing. But let's clean this up. Let's even make it more amazing. I love it. I love it so much. I love you. I did so good. Okay, so all my edges are completely jigsawed. I've gotten out my palm sander and my array of sandpapers now that I have them. And I fashioned my palm sander with my 80 grit sandpaper. I'm starting out with the most gritty. So we're gonna sand around all the edges with 80, and then go from there. Oh, it would help if I plugged it in. Silly Sheri. Okay, so sanding is officially done, and I was just gonna de-dust it with a paintbrush. I just ended up going over it with the 80 grit, and I don't think it needs anything else. I don't want the sides so super smooth, and then the top is super rough. I mean, not that the sides aren't smooth, like look, I'm not getting a splinter. You know what I mean. Kind of want shit to mesh. So I just did it very, very gently and only on, like I didn't touch this because I love the way that looks. So I tried my best not to sand that at all. So aside from cleaning the mirror off, I'm calling this puppy done. And it looks so good. When I wood glued this down, some glue came through the nail hole, but I kind of dig it. And then there's like a glue drip right here. I was gonna try to chisel off, but I also kind of dig that too. I mean, that's the charm of this. I don't want to make it super duper duper pristine. Now that's just my aesthetic for this floor standing mirror. If you want to go and take your sandpaper and sand the entire top you know, super smooth and then run a coat of stain over it, I'm sure the look will be lovely. No doubt it will be lovely. And if I did it with this, I'm sure that I would love it just as much. But I started this video saying I am celebrating the fact that this is pallet wood. I want people to know when they see this mirror that it was made from pallet wood, and that's just the look I'm going for. I mean, the quality of pallet wood is way better than plywood. It's super sturdy. It's really, really thick, heavy duty, and free. So I understand why people recycle pallets and make furniture out of them. I get it. I totally get it. You know what I was thinking too when I was looking at this? I was like, oh, if you had like a really cool big wall, maybe like behind your couch, instead of standing it up, you could hang it on your wall above your couch horizontally, and that would look bad ass. The other thing I was kind of thinking about too, since this is going to be a floor mirror, I was like, oh, it might be cute if you put like little hooks right here and here, and that way you could like hang your coat or your belt or whatever. Possibilities are endless. But if you did hang this horizontally over your couch or wherever, what I thought would be cool is adding a shelf to like in between these two pallets, like take another piece of pallet wood. Like here, we'll just pretend. And I even kind of dig that this is like a jacked up piece of pallet wood. So you put the straight edge on here, you know, and make it the length. And then you'd have this cool shelf so that when it was up on your wall, you could use the shelf. I would put like candles or something on it. We might do this again, and we might turn floor mirror into wall mirror, although it's heavy as fuck, so you need some extra strong like wall anchors. But knowing that we would hang it on a wall, maybe I wouldn't get as thick of a backer board. See? Just wheels, they're turning. I mean, look at this. I love that the broken edge of the pallet would be the shelf. Boom, hang that on your wall. Can you picture it? Are you thinking, hell yeah, Sheri, that's amazing. I don't need a floor standing mirror, but I'm gonna take exactly this. I'm gonna take 2 broken pallets. You would just screw these in from the bottom, put a little wood glue, screw them in from the bottom. Boom, you have shelves. There is a huge part of me that wants to do that because I think it would look super badass. However, I am giving this floor standing mirror to my bestie John as a birthday present. He's expecting a floor standing mirror. But what if I just show up on his birthday and I'm like, I changed my mind. I don't know if you have a wall space for it, but here's a gigantic horizontal wall mirror with some shelves. It does look really cute. This is where you go get one of those cheapy $9.99, you know, back of the door closet mirrors. You could even get the mirrored squares. They sell them at the Home Depot. This is gonna give like a kind of like a window pane look, but you could go get those and maybe like glue 4 of them across. Or if you find that cheapy $9.99 back of your closet door mirror, take that hideous frame off. Put that here, it'd make it a little bit less weighty because this mirror is actually pretty thick. Get thinner backer board and then put this shelf on here. Point of the story is, as always, my DIYs are here to give you a step-by-step tutorial on how I put shit together. May not always be the right way, but it's a way that works for me. Number 2, it's just to get those brain juices flowing. Maybe you don't want to make something this huge. You could just go grab a pallet and maybe make a smaller version of this for your wall. That would be cute too. Maybe make a square one. There's nothing you can't do. This was not hard. The hardest part was taking apart the pallets, I tell you. You can do anything. It is not hard. You don't have to use the chop saw like I did. You can use a circular saw. For Pete's sakes, you could use a handsaw. That would take you a lot of goddamn time, but you could use a handsaw. And then it's literally glue on wood. You can do this. You may not do it exactly like this. You may not find a mirror that is exactly like this, but you can take what I've done here and make it your own. That is the point of DIY Wednesday. It's just to bring out the creativity in everyone. I don't know why I just got on a soapbox about DIY. I'm like super passionate about it, I guess. I think it's this project that was like, damn, the outcome of this for what was actually involved in making it is amazing. And this is just something, you know, I thought of in my head. I'm sure you think of shit in your head all the time. And you wonder, maybe I could do that. I don't know. Might not turn out so good. It's not like I wrote a plan for this. I found a mirror and I brought home some pallets. And look at this sucker. $80 million, I'm telling you. John, you could sell it it for $80 million. He's like, yeah, Sheri, that birthday present you made me, yeah, I sold it for $80 million. And I'd be like, props to you, give me half. Yeah, that's it for now on this. We're just gonna wait. A little bit more wait time is all we need. And then we'll be officially done with this DIY Wednesday project. So are you guys ready to see the most awesome full-length floor standing mirror made from pallets? It's amazing. You're gonna die. Da, na, 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 na. Look at it. Oh my God, Magnum. It is amazing. I just have it at the end of my haul here, just so you can see it in full view. I cleaned up the mirror. Oh look, Bob likes it too. So you can see, I can see my whole body. It's good. It looks really good. And it only cost us, what, 15 bucks tops? This is amazing. Amazing. All right, everybody, that's it. That is it for another episode of DIY Wednesday, where we made an amazing full-length mirror out of pallets. I think we're fucking awesome, if you ask me, because this looks super great. Good job. And that just proves that we can do anything we put our mind to. Plain and fucking simple, dude. What is that corny, like, don't just dream it, be it. But our DIY Wednesday saying is, don't just think of it in your head and keep it there, do it in your garage. That's the new saying for DIY Wednesdays. I expect to see it on t-shirts real soon. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and be sure to ring that notification bell because I push out a new DIY Wednesday video every other Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. So if you have that notification bell rung, you won't miss out on these badass projects that you can do for like little to zero money. Found objects is the name of the game, and that's what we love about DIY Wednesday. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends, and as always, thanks for hanging out.